Welcome to Specification 212 Topsoil Amendment. This video provides a concise overview of topsoil amendments, which, along with subsoil preparation, topsoil preparation, seeding, and mulching, play a crucial role in revegetation and final stabilization for highway construction projects. With proper inspection and verification of topsoil amendments and their application during construction, the engineer can optimize seeding success after construction activities, ensuring timely permit closure. As discussed in the Specification 207 subsoil preparation video, soil decompaction is critical in stormwater management because it improves infiltration and absorption of stormwater into the soil. We will now discuss topsoil amendments and how they provide organic matter and nutrients to improve seedling success. The audience for this video includes Region Permanent Stabilization subject matter experts, Region Revegetation staff, CDOT engineers, project engineers, and their designees. Why do we amend topsoil? Topsoil amendments provide nutrients and organic matter that improves the fertility and structure of the topsoil after road construction activities. Topsoil amendments can also help to decrease soil erosion while promoting soil stability. Applying organic fertilizer and amendments enhances microbial activity and increases organic matter, pore space, and nutrient availability. This improves water infiltration and plant establishment, which reduces soil erosion to maintain water quality and improves dust control to protect air quality. Let's begin with the design phase and review CDOT's Section 212, which pertains to topsoil amendments and native seeding. This specification outlines guidelines and standards that govern the utilization of organic fertilizer, topsoil amendments, and native seeding techniques. Collaborate with your project team to determine if salvaging topsoil is necessary. Conducting a soil test can provide the site-specific topsoil amendment rates, potentially a cost savings for your project. Please watch the Swamp Design Topsoil Testing Procedure video and review the Topsoil Testing Procedure guidance on collecting topsoil samples and sending to the lab for analysis. CDOT has developed a topsoil amendment calculator to assist in providing organic fertilizer and amendment application rates for native seeding along our rights-of-way. The purpose of the amendment calculator is to recommend topsoil amendment rates and pay items during the design phase of a stormwater management plan. The Topsoil Amendment Calculator tool can be found on the Landscape Architecture website. Use the CDOT Topsoil Amendment Calculator to calculate amendment quantities based on lab results. CDOT advises against using lab-recommended amendments for lab analysis, as they are designed for agricultural lands and can cause excessive nitrogen levels, leading to invasive weed growth over native grasses. For assistance in developing or reviewing topsoil amendment strategies, please contact the Landscape Architecture section as necessary. If soil testing is not conducted for the project, specify the amendment rates outlined in the 212 Soil Amendment Requirements, or use the No Results tab in the Topsoil Amendment Calculator. The use of site-specific topsoil amendment recommendations can offer additional benefits. These recommendations can optimize plant growth and reduce the risk of erosion by addressing specific soil deficiencies. In addition, site-specific rates can reduce quantities and be a cost savings to your project. Enter recommendation details collected into SWAMP plan sheets. CDOT specifies organic fertilizer and topsoil amendments based on Colorado's soil types. Rates will vary based on the specific needs of each project and soil testing results. Organic fertilizers offer vital plant nutrients, but for native grasses, be sure to specify use of low nitrogen products. High nitrogen fertilizers are reserved for soil testing that recommends it, or for sod installation. Compost improves soil structure and increases the water infiltration and water holding capacity of soil. Bulk compost must be obtained from U.S. Composting Council's Seal of Testing Assurance approved facilities. You can find certified compost facilities on the website. The economic haul distance perimeter is a 50-mile distance, beyond which it is not cost-effective to transport compost due to transportation costs, time, and energy. As an alternative, use a biological soil amendment hydraulically applied if certified compost is not available within a 50-mile radius. If compost is not locally available, use the Worksheet tab, Lab Report, and No Compost Available within the Topsoil Amendment calculator. This will provide amendment rates for biotic soil amendment, hydraulically applied, as a compost substitute. Biotic soil amendment that is hydraulically applied increases the water and nutrient holding capacity of soils. Biotic soil amendments are used to amend poor quality soils that are lacking organic matter and that have little to no bioactivity. Mycorrhizae is a symbiotic fungus that increases plant access to soil moisture and nutrients, which is beneficial to vegetation during periods of drought. Humates provide two primary benefits: slow release of nutrients for microorganisms, and reduces nutrient leaching out of the topsoil profile. The recommended amendments and pay items, along with the associated quantities computed by the calculator, must be reviewed and approved by the permanent stabilization subject matter expert for site-specific and project conditions. The Instructions tab provided in the Topsoil Amendment calculator will help clarify uses for all 5 available tabs. Once the Topsoil Amendment calculator has been utilized, the appropriate data should be copied into the SWAMP template in the Soil Amendment Requirements. Let's proceed to the construction phase and examine the contractor's method statement, schedule, and milestones. It is important to review these documents thoroughly to ensure adherence to the prescribed guidelines and standards, specifically those outlined in Sections 207 and 212. Why does the engineer need to inspect and verify during the construction phase? Inspection and verification by an engineer or their designee during construction is necessary to ensure CDOT is receiving the correct amendments, quantities, and ensures the quality of materials. Guidance and checklists are available on the CDOT Landscape Architecture website. Contractor submittals must meet the 212 specifications. There is a checklist in the Construction Bulletin for assistance. Always check the bag label for compliance with respect to mixture type, pellet or granular, low or high nitrogen percent nutrients, and class. No open, damaged, or unlabeled bags or containers will be accepted. Any bags where organic fertilizer or amendments shows evidence of condensation or mold damage must be rejected. Compost is to be delivered in bulk. Inspect compost certificate of compliance to ensure it comes from a U.S. Composting Council Seal of Testing Assurance Program facility. Review the compost meets the requirements of the 212. In addition, a visual inspection of the compost should be made. Material should be uniform, with no pieces of material over 2 inches. Compost should smell like moist earth. There should be no animal manure odor. Amendments should be stored out of direct sunlight, heat, stormwater, and moisture. Seed should not be in the contractor's possession for more than 30 days prior to seeding. Seeds lose viability if stored for long periods of time in less than ideal conditions. This will affect the germination rate and revegetation success. Seeds should match the specific rates shown on plans. If there are substitutions due to availability with suppliers, work with your region's permanent stabilization subject matter expert for approval. Seeded and stabilized areas must not be used for construction traffic, staging, or other access. The contractor is financially responsible for repairing any disturbed stabilized areas prior to final acceptance. What are the optimal conditions for application? Please be aware that soil amendments and seeding activities should not occur when wind speeds exceed 20 miles per hour. High winds can cause soil and amendment loss and increase air pollution, making it unsuitable for work to take place during these conditions. Also, soil amendments and seeding activities cannot be conducted when soils are too frozen or wet. Too much moisture can compromise the soil structure and create compacted soils, the opposite of what we are working to achieve. To determine soil moisture levels, the most common and quickest field tests involve taking a handful of soil from a depth of approximately 6 inches for topsoil. Use your hands to press the soil to form a ball. If the soil sticks together in a ball, sticks to your hand, or when squeezed, water droplets form, it is too wet. Drop the mud ball from waist height. If it doesn't break upon impact, it's probably too wet. Wait for the soil to dry out for a day or two before adding amendments to achieve better soil conditions. Refer to the drill seeding, broadcast seeding, and hydraulic seeding for additional guidance on topsoil amendment and seeding process. Thank you for watching. Please watch our next video.